Hey everyone, it's the Patient Hodler coming at you with a quick market update, and today we are going to look at what is going on with the Bitcoin price and who is to blame for what is happening at the moment and if the sell-off is finally over. So if you enjoy these quick market updates, then make sure to smash a like. Last video went already really well, so thanks for the likes, and here it is, a new market update with the news. So let's look at Bitcoin here quickly. We can see a new low compared to this one. If we get in our lines, yes, there are many lines, but basically what we have seen so far in this month is, in last month, is that we have been in this slightly falling channel, and then we finally lost support and dropped down to this support, and so far we hit it. And what we can see is we see two relatively long wicks, so we really see that buyers are coming in at this zone at above the support here, and that is a good sign, so to say. But we also see that in this daily candle is a long wick to the upside as well, so undecided yet, the market is undecided yet where it should go. And actually there's no wonder that it's undecided, because there are so many things coming up this week that could shake the market to one or the other side. There is earnings week coming up. There is CPI inflation coming out. Jerome Powell is going to speak. There are many more things like unemployment rates and so on that are coming and that could bring volatility into the market. But let's look at who is to blame, or at least supposedly, for what's happening here. And that is Germany, my home country, right? So German government has officially burned through over half of its original Bitcoin bag, and that was about 3.7 billion or so. And they did not sell it OTC to some whale that wants to get into Bitcoin. No. They just dropped it into several exchanges. They dropped it on Bitstamp, they dropped it on Kraken. So here we go. Germany is now half through it, but their holding is still at 23,800 Bitcoin. So there is still room to sell. There is still 23,000 Bitcoin to drop into the market. But once they are out of Bitcoin, they are going to, first of all, at some point in the near or farther future, they are going to probably regret it. But at the other side, the bull will return once this FUD is over, right? I mean, there's also Mt. Gox repayments. There are supposedly some people that got pretty big bags of Bitcoin back that they are going to sell. But Germany at the moment, one of the culprits that that is to blame for the sell-off, because they're, as someone rightfully said, they're fat fingering it into the market at the moment. So not so good. On the other hand, though, whales and also ETFs are massively accumulating. So we can see here not the retail investor with 0.1 Bitcoin or so is accumulating. Who is in fact accumulating are the ones that already have 10,000 Bitcoin in their wallet, and they have reached levels of not seen in the last 6 years. Since June, and I mean June is not too far away, it's only 8th of July, but since June they have accumulated over 212,000 Bitcoin. That's 12 billion. So we really can see in this perspective that Germany is selling off their 23,000 Bitcoin or not. On the long run, it doesn't matter. If they dump it into spot right now, they are going to lower the market a little bit, give us a good entry for buying the dip, also getting the altcoin space a little bit wrecked. But these guys are a step ahead. So they know that this dip will not last long. It's only a 27% correction, which is absolutely normal in a bull market. So right now, I think what I want to do is I want to do the same as these whales. Obviously, I cannot afford 10,000 Bitcoin, but I can stack some sats, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to buy some Satoshis here and there, and build up my bag at these dips, because from 50,000 to 70,000, that's quite some difference. So if I expect that we go back there, and these whales, they certainly expect that, then I want to get some Satoshis here. Also, companies are going into Bitcoin. So we see here a purchase of MetaPlanet. And MetaPlanet is sitting in Japan, and they just bought an additional 42.5 BTC, which is not as much as these whales accumulated, but it's also adding to the overall. And then finally, the question is, if we see Germany selling off and Mt. Gox repayments going out and maybe dropping into the market, the question is, are we on track with the market? And the question is this, if you see this picture of all the cycles before, and you see our black line here, only 79 days after the halving, is this a good time to sell? I don't think so, personally, because we're just a blip, like underperforming every other market by just like a blip. Really, it's not even measurable. And yes, as we can see here, every market has been a little bit under the previous or above the previous, so nowhere exactly on line. But the overall move is always the same. And so that means that yes, we could see a little bit of an underperformance here for the next 1 or 2 months, but at some point the mega rally will come. And it's lining up perfectly with that rate cuts. If you look at the FOMC watch tool, for example, that rate cuts are not factored in until, with a higher chance, September or maybe even October, right? So there is no rate cut expected in August. If it happens, we'll probably pump the price, but also it could be the opposite. Something could crash in the economy, which forces them to do an earlier rate cut, which would then rip all the markets down if you consider a correlation with the traditional markets. Overall, though, global liquidity, since basically November 21 stalling and then coming down until 30th of October 2023, which was coincidentally the Bitcoin bottom, more or less, it's curving up again, right? And since then, basically since October 23 until now, we are curving up in global liquidity. And guess what? The bottom is in, and we went from 15,000 Bitcoin to 73,000 or so dollars of Bitcoin. And that's just us bottoming out here in global liquidity. The move that is expected to come is going to be like this. Why? Because the US has to service the interest payments or they have to default. And they will not default. So they have to print it. And if they print it, this global liquidity will go up. So this M2 signal basically is going to show us when exactly this mega run is coming. And I mean, you can see it basically in this indicator that in terms of the signal, for quite some time we have now been in a normal zone and not in absolute oversold, so to say, right? So the bottom is in, signal is coming up, and we're ready to go to new trillions of dollars into the industry, right? Finally, that is currency debasement. And just a quick glimpse, and I leave you with that, is if you're looking at the McDonald's menu from 1953, a pure beef hamburger cost 15 cents, tempting cheeseburger 19 cents. Well, these are some prices, right? I mean, maybe you can check for yourselves. The menu today looks way better, but they are also way more expensive, right? I mean, this is Switzerland though, and it's not US dollars, but you get the idea. Currency debasement leads to exactly that, and our protection against this is Bitcoin. Now, let me know what you think in the comments below about the behavior of the German government. Why do you think? Maybe we can theorize a little bit. What is the real reason for them dropping 50,000 Bitcoin overall, if they one day will have sold off, into the spot market? And yeah, why would they do that? So guys, wherever you are on the world, have a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. Don't forget to smash the like button, and I see you in the next video.